Variation function part 4, and this is the last part of our lesson today. This part is talking about the inverse variation, and this is the third and the last type of the variation, which describes a situation in which one quantity increases and the other quantity decreases. Okay, and the inverse variation can be written in the form of y equals k over x. This is unlike the direct variation, which was y equals k times x. Now, in the inverse variation, the form of the function is y equals k over x, where k is not equal to 0 as well. Okay, so let's see the example. In this example, here we have y varies inversely as x, and y equals 3 when x equals 8. I want to write the inverse various function, so I have to find the value of k to write the variation function. Okay, so let's write the relation first. Y varies inversely as x, so y equals k over x. And let's substitute 3 for y and 8 for x. So 3 equals k over 8. So now k equals 3 times k equals 24. This is the value of k. So now easily we can write the variation function, which is y equals 24 over x. This is the variation function. Variation function. Okay, طيب. As we did in the direct variation, so when you want to find specific value in an inverse variation problem, you can solve for k and then use substitution, or you can use the equation of proportion. Okay, طيب, let's see how in the following example. Okay, this is our example. The example is the time t that it takes for a group of volunteers to construct a house varies inversely as the number of volunteers v. طيب, if 20 volunteers can build a house in 62.5 working hours, how many volunteers would be needed to build a house in 50 working hours? So let's find the k by writing the function first. He said what? The time t, okay, takes for a group of volunteers to construct a house varies inversely as the number of volunteers v. So we can say t equals k over v. Okay, طيب. If 20 volunteers, so v here equal 20. If 20 volunteers can build a house in 62.5 working hours, so this is the value of time. So replace t by 62.5 equals k over 20, which is v equals 20. Okay, now I want to find the value of k. So k equals 62.5 times 20 equals 1250. Type, if k equals 1250, so we can replace k in the function. So the time t equals 1250 over v, and the new time is 50 working hours, so replace t by 50 equals 1250 over v. So now by finding the value of v, so divide 1250 by 50, so v equals 25 volunteers. okay, and this is the value type. In another method or in another way, let's use if T1 times V1 equals T2 times V2. So let's replace the values. T1, which is 6.2, V1, which is equals 20, T2 equals 50, and V2, I want to find the value of it. So let's replace these values. So 62.5 multiplied by 20 is equals to 50 V2. Now to find the value of V2 by after calculation this operation, so V2 equals 62.5 multiplied by 20 divided by 50 gives 25, the same result as here. Okay, this is the last part of our lesson today. Hope to be useful for you, and see you next time inshallah in new video or in the school. Goodbye grade 11.